Welcome to Storied Audio. Jason had never expected to fall in love again. After years of quiet routines, empty apartments, and relationships that fizzled before they ever truly began, he had accepted the idea that maybe love simply wasn't meant for him. What he definitely didn't expect was to fall for someone who came with the complicated package of a teenage daughter and an ex-husband who still hovered like a storm cloud on the horizon. But from the moment he met Claire, something clicked in a way he couldn't ignore. Claire was funny, intelligent, cautious yet kind. She had a way of listening that made people feel seen, even when she didn't say much. Her daughter, Amy, was a different story. At first, she treated Jason like a stranger who had wandered into her life by accident. Their early dinners were filled with stiff politeness, guarded stares, and the kind of silence that made Jason question every word he said. But slowly, very slowly, Amy began to warm up to him. She laughed at his corny jokes. She asked him for help with math homework. She even started leaving little notes on the fridge reminding him to buy more of the cereal she liked. Piece by piece they became a family. Jason cooked breakfast on weekends, flipping pancakes while Claire sipped coffee and Amy scrolled through her phone at the table. He helped Amy with school projects when Claire worked late. He fixed the leaky kitchen faucet that had dripped for years, earning a surprised smile from Claire that made his heart swell. For the first time in a long while, Jason felt rooted, needed, happy. But happiness built on past hurt can be fragile. Claire had been cheated on. Her ex-husband, Paul, had broken her trust in ways that left scars she still carried. She was emotionally guarded, always waiting for the other shoe to drop. Jason knew this. He understood her walls. He respected them. What he didn't expect was to be crushed beneath them. It happened on a Wednesday. Jason had lunch with Jenna, a co-worker from the marketing team. They went to a busy cafe near the office, sat at a corner table and laughed over spreadsheets, campaign deadlines, and the absurdity of office politics. It was harmless, innocent. But someone saw them. Amy. She didn't come inside. She stood outside with two friends unnoticed. She snapped a photo, Jason laughing with a blonde woman, and stared at it long enough for suspicion to twist into certainty. She didn't ask questions. She didn't wait for context. She went home. That evening, Jason walked through the front door expecting the usual warmth. Instead, he stepped into silence. Claire wasn't on the couch. Amy wasn't in her room. They were waiting for him in the living room, both tense, both hurt. "Who's the blonde woman?" Claire asked, holding up Amy's phone like it was a weapon. Jason blinked, confused. "That's Jenna. From work. We grabbed lunch." "Do you think I'm stupid?" Claire snapped. "Do you think I don't know what this looks like?" "It looks like what it was," Jason said gently. "A work lunch." But Claire was already shaking her head. Amy crossed her arms and looked away, jaw tight. "You're just like him," Claire whispered, her voice breaking. "I let my guard down and you made a fool of me." Jason felt the words hit like a punch. "Claire, no. I would never do anything to hurt you." "You already did," Amy muttered. "You lied." "I didn't lie," Jason said, bewildered. "You won't even hear me out." But their faces had hardened. The air turned bitter with accusations and words none of them truly meant. Claire told him to leave. Amy shouted that she never wanted to see him again. Jason packed a bag and left that night, heart aching. Weeks passed. Silence settled over everything. Jason kept busy, but the hollow in his chest refused to fill. He replayed the confrontation over and over, searching for a moment where he could have explained better, spoken differently, reached them somehow. But there had been no room for truth, only judgment. Then one night his phone buzzed. "Jason, please help. My dad's here. He's drunk. Mom's hurt." Jason's heart nearly stopped. He grabbed his keys and drove like a madman to Claire's house. The front door was open. Claire sat on the floor, cradling her cheek, a dark bruise blooming beneath her eye. Amy stood behind her, trembling, eyes wide with fear. Paul staggered in the living room, shouting slurred curses, his rage filling the space like poison. When he saw Jason, he lunged. Jason ducked the first punch, grabbed Paul by the shoulders and wrestled him to the ground. Claire screamed. Amy cried. Jason held Paul down until sirens wailed outside and police officers rushed in, cuffing Paul and dragging him out of the house. When the chaos faded, Jason sat on the front steps, hands shaking, adrenaline still roaring through his veins. Claire sat beside him, her voice small and fragile. "I'm sorry," she whispered. I didn't want to believe it about you, but he hurt me so badly. I assumed. I was wrong. Amy joined them, tears streaking her face. I'm sorry too. I didn't know what I saw. I didn't even give you a chance. Jason looked at both of them, broken, scared, remorseful, and felt something inside him soften. He had been hurt, yes, but he still loved them. I love you, he said quietly. Both of you. I don't want to lose this family. Claire reached for his hand, and this time he didn't pull away. Amy leaned into his shoulder, crying softly. We'll never treat you like that again, Claire said. You've always been loyal. You've always been good to us. Amy nodded. We want you here. We want our family. Jason wrapped his arms around them, holding them close. The porch light glowed above them, warm and steady, like a promise that things could be rebuilt, stronger than before. They didn't just mend what had broken. They rebuilt it with honesty, patience, and love. And for the first time in a long while, all three of them felt like they were finally home. Subscribe to the channel for more audio stories.